I have no time to train. Now, I hear this quite a lot as an excuse for people not to get a workout in, not to train, not to move, not to get fit, and ultimately not to achieve their goals. Now, in some situations, there genuinely is no time because you've got other life commitments. However, I tend to hear the same sort of three things from people who are almost asking for my help when it comes to trying to transform their bodies with relation to time. The first one being is that people just sort of run out of time in the day. So people tend to either get up late, which means they've then lost a few hours that they were planning to have. Then procrastination, wasting time, scrolling on social media, playing apps, like Candy Crush, playing computer games, watching Netflix, that sort of thing. So just sort of wasting time that you didn't really have to waste, scrolling social media. The next one is people going to bed late. So, you go to bed late, you get up late, but people tend to go to bed late, and in the evening, people don't tend to be that productive as a general rule of thumb. So you'll be sitting there, eating sweets, whatever you may be eating, and watching TV is pretty standard. So, actually physically running out of time is the main thing I hear. And I'll come back to how we can kind of get around that in a second. The second one is that people think that a session has to be a particular length, otherwise there's no point doing one. And I hear this as well with nutrition. Let's say, for example, let's take protein powders, for example. I know plenty of people that have protein powders to help increase their protein intake through the day because they struggle to eat from other sources. And if they're not training, they're like, well, there's no point taking protein because I'm not training, which is very odd. So you're planning to kind of live on fats and carbs. I don't know. It's a strange mentality, but it's one that's very common. And we've probably all been guilty of it at some point. And the third one is people saying that I will start next week. I haven't got time this week. I'll start next week. I'll start next month, when everything is basically perfect. You hear this a lot with different things in life. People saying, "Oh, I'll start that next week," or even in life, "Oh, I'll be happy when." And it's kind of adjusting that mindset to that there may be not a perfect time, and that means you just need to get started. So let's address all three of these, kind of how you can look at tackling them. So the first one is just running out of time in the day. Now this goes back to something I've banged on about a lot, and this is just planning. You need to plan your week in advance. You need to, worst case, plan the next day in advance. So, the night before, plan what you're going to do the next day. So, you have things in your calendar that you have to do, whether it's work, social, family. So you need to put them in your diary, and then you need to schedule in if or when you can get some sort of exercise in. So you just need to plan it. And then you need to evaluate it, to maybe replan it. So if you get up and something crops up that you have to do, and that's going to take up when you were meant to work out, and see if you can adjust your day. If you had an hour or two in the evening spare that you were just going to chill out and do nothing, then can you move things around, put something else in that time slot? Can you put some sort of activity in that time slot? You probably find you can, but you just don't want to give up some of those relaxing or social occasions, but you probably can find some time. And with things like procrastination, all I can say is stop wasting time. So if you're there scrolling social media and moaning you haven't got time to train, just stop wasting time. It's as simple as that. And that's kind of the harsh reality of it. So it helps to plan, but also, just stop being lazy and kind of wasting that time. And this leads me on to multitasking. I have a bike in my living room, and I will listen to podcasts or catch up on YouTube while I am on my bike. So I'm basically a bit of a lame way to use the word multitasking, I know, but I'm getting my YouTube fix or my Netflix fix, whatever it may be, while I'm doing my cardio. So, two birds with one stone. I like to go out for a walk and listen to podcasts. At the moment, I'm learning Italian, so I'll do that while I'm going for a walk. So it's making the most of my time, so that I'm not wasting time. So I'm not spending, one part of my day on the bike, one part of my day learning the Italian, for example. I can do two in one. And I appreciate that sometimes this isn't possible because you need your attention on the cardio if it's like HIIT training, but then that's a much shorter session. With regards then to a session being a particular length, we can reduce the length of a session. You know, like I just said then, HIIT training, 10, 15 minutes. You can even do Tabata, 4 minutes. It hasn't got to be a particular length of a session. There's that kind of saying that the only bad session is the one you didn't do. So you're better off just getting in and doing 15 minutes than doing nothing. So let's say, for example, you even miss a session because you literally have zero time for some reason on a, let's say today. Why tomorrow can't you do a session which is full body, or today's session and tomorrow merged into one? I mean, it's definitely doable. There's no reason why you should have to miss out on a session and then think, oh, tomorrow I missed out on yesterday's, I missed out on today's. I mean, you can use principles like supersets, tri-set circuits. You can get a lot more into a shorter period of time. So if you've only got 20 minutes, you can still get a relatively good workout in, and any session is better than no session. Getting 20 minutes, getting a couple hundred calories burnt, getting your heart rate up, getting your blood pressure up, getting those endorphins flowing, making you feel better is going to be better than nothing. Getting you moving, getting you fit, getting you active. So just do something, even if it's for 10 minutes, even if it's 4 minutes of Tabata, it is better than nothing. And studies have shown this, that doing something is better than nothing. I'm not going to cite the studies because it's pretty basic and obvious that is the case. But yeah, doing something is better than nothing. And with regards to starting like next week, starting when everything's perfect, you need to realise that things are not going to ever be perfect. It's a bit ironic because my brand name is Chase Perfection, but that is all about, chasing your own goal. So if your goal is to lose a stone or to fit into a particular pair of trousers, and that is your idea of perfection. So that is what we're trying to chase. But things are never going to be perfect. They're never going to be perfect. And that's why you're always sort of chasing it. So you need to realise that saying wait until next week, wait until, lockdown is over, wait until you get the new job, wait until you get a new house. There are going to be other things that get in the way time-wise. So, just get started now. Don't sort of put it off. Like I said, even if you can get a 20-minute session, it is better than nothing. So I hope that helps you a little bit, kind of get your head around this kind of idea that you have no time to train. Hope you like the video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share. I can't wait to take this stupid hat off because it keeps hitting the sodding sofa. I'm trying to hide this interesting hairdo. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next video. Ciao.